Abdul Zaidi is not alone in being, well, let's presumed, involved in a fake conversion. And we can also think, for example, of the case of Emad Jamil Al Swealmeen and the person who detonated an explosive device in Liverpool in was that a couple of years ago. I can't remember when it was now. But but the issue is there a way in which we can identify who is and who is not a genuine seeker of truth, who has a genuine conversion experience, whether they're converting from Christianity to Islam, from Islam to Christianity, from Judaism to Christianity, from Christianity to Judaism, from belief to atheism. At what point can you say this process is completed? When people convert to Judaism, there's a long probation period where people are not necessarily fully accepted. Of course, it would be considered inappropriate to remind somebody of the fact that there was a time when they were not Jewish. That would be considered inappropriate. But the same thing, I think, would be true of somebody who converts to Christianity. By their fruits shall ye know them. And somebody who is involved in bombing a place has not picked up the fundamental understanding of truth. And the process of conversion should take time. That's why there is a sort of catechetical process in most of the great religions. It's not an immediate thing, and people can often say, yes, all right, I accept this religion in a moment of duress, simply because they think that's going to it's going to get them out of trouble, and they must be tested. I think if somebody were to convert to Christianity, having been Muslim in the asylum system, and they've been rejected for asylum, I think that rejection probably should still stand. Maybe it makes it harder for them to be sent back to, let's say, a place like Afghanistan. And there have been instances recently. There may indeed have been an instance in Turkey where somebody had converted to Christianity from Islam and was then targeted as an apostate. That may well be the issue in the small town on the Bosphorus. There may be some other purpose to that assassination. It is heinous in its own way, and I think, but the main issue is that we have to take religion seriously, and we have to. If somebody claims that they have converted, well, they must be tested. And a dispassionate religious official can conduct a test. And if a person has genuinely taken an interest in another religion, well, then they will know everything about it. They will know enough to be informed. If they're not informed and if they're not practicing, how do you become a Christian? You pray. You have a prayer life. And that is demonstrable. How do you become a Jew? You have a prayer life. You say blessings. It is demonstrable. Similarly with becoming a Muslim, it is demonstrable. If you can't demonstrate that, and the problem is the people who are making these decisions about asylum probably have not had very much education when it comes to religion. And this is a fundamental problem with our society. There was a time when religious education was compulsory and was actually the only subject that was, by law, demanded in a school. And that wasn't so long ago. Mrs. Thatcher brought in the national curriculum, which changed that. And over the years, religious studies, my subject, has receded into a sort of vague interest in philosophy and ethics. And people don't actually know what Christians, Jews, Muslims, Buddhists, atheists believe. And we should repair that. Because our system is being duped by people who are playing the system. People like Emad Jamil Al Swealmeen. And he's not alone. But somebody who claims to be a Christian and is bombing a women's hospital is not a Christian. Somebody who claims to be a Christian and is involved in a chemical attack is not a Christian. But equally, I think neither of these individuals is demonstrating the principles of being a good Muslim either. This fraudulent conversion to Christianity, as I said in the previous video, it's like somebody who fraudulently claims to be gay. And I think people need to be questioned carefully and forensically. I also said in the previous video that I unfortunately have seen all this before when I lived in Greece in the early part of this century. And I literally met people who had been involved in claims. Either they had personally met the people who had claimed to be Christian or gay, or they were lawyers for those people, or in one case I actually met the person and I was not taken in